Hello and welcome to TEPSA Explainers. My name is Joshua Castellino and I'm Executive Director of Minority Rights Group International. In today's video, I want to speak about the European Union as a global actor, and there's a main takeaway from this. Humanity is facing a serious crisis due to human-induced climate change. It is imperative that local, national, regional and international policy address this issue urgently. The European Union, as a principled actor on the global stage, has a fundamental duty to do its part in terms of behaviors of its constituent members, the corporations within its jurisdictions, and the consumption patterns that drive its prosperity. The European Union must also use its financial and political muscle to leverage other global actors to align towards this common goal. European colonial adventures brought resources, wealth and prosperity to Europe while decimating economies elsewhere and destroying the circular economies they rely on. European states played a significant role in constructing a global manufacturing and trading architecture that venerates entrepreneurialism based on extractive models of commerce that ignore costs incurred by ecosystems and the people that rely on it for subsistence. Blaming contemporary climate change on European actors is simple and actually flawed, since post-colonial states have continued that model for 50 years. Yet, acting globally to dismantle the extractive model that lies at the heart of the global economy remains within reach of the European Union and the states that played a role in its construction. While every actor on a world stage, driven by its own national interests, has a role to play in shaping global politics, the European Union, as a conglomerate of 27 states, has a heightened role and responsibility. In exercising this, it has to listen and react, not dictate, especially in view of Europe's own troubled international history. Any engagement aiming to impact the shaping of policy on a global stage must commence from values at home. Thus, the European Union must ensure that member states' policies align towards a sustainable future by curbing fossil fuel reliance and extractive commercial exploitation. This requires reining in specific global corporations, ensuring that manufacturing chains rely on sustainable energy sources and that consumption patterns are sharply reduced to fit within planetary boundaries. The European Union also has a responsibility towards its citizens to narrate European history in a transparent manner, acknowledging its role in generating wealth from elsewhere and recognizing the impact of this on making Europe diverse. Competing nationalist narratives that paint glorious pasts while ignoring less palatable passages of European history breed ignorance and fragment the society at a time of crisis, when actually fueling politics of protest, when calm crisis management and mitigation are needed. The drive towards a sustainable and harmonious future is easily the most urgent priority. As an actor with considerable commercial, political and cultural interests in every part of the world, the European Union can play a key role in progress. The continuing crisis around the COVID-19 pandemic is a case in point. European corporations have developed vaccines using public money that mitigated the pandemic's impact in Europe. However, rather than taking a pragmatic approach towards addressing the pandemic, the European Union has not been at the heart of ensuring a global vaccine rollout. This prolongs the pandemic and suffering elsewhere. The extent of Europe's trade relations and its value as a global market are further conduits of influence to influence other actors towards aligning forces on climate change. Maintaining commitment to a trajectory where a maximum 1.5 degree rise in temperature is feasible is imperative. Achieving this in conjunction with the rest of the global community requires avoiding treating those countries, especially areas currently envisaged under the so-called 30 by 30 model, as dedicated carbon sinks to allow Europe's urbanized areas to continue to pollute while others bear the cost for harms not of their making. The 30 by 30 plan, which proposes to conserve 30% of the Earth's land and sea by 2030, replicates colonial practices, carving up lands without meaningful participation, free, prior and informed consent of indigenous and other affected communities. Being at the forefront of the fight back against climate change requires recognition of values and roles of indigenous communities the world over, who have resisted moves to being forcibly inserted into the extractive models of commercial activity, keeping their biodiversity more intact than anywhere else on the planet. being a powerful actor on a global stage creates responsibilities that must be discharged with innovation and vision. The crises facing humanity provide an opportunity for inspired, collaborative leadership. In playing this role, the European Union must be mindful of past endeavours, be guided by listening attentively and with an openness towards non-European perspectives, and must act with conviction, promoting collaborative, aligned behaviours in a solutions-oriented, people-sensitive manner. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next TEPSA Explained.